Let's start with the Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks. So what is Azure Databricks? Let's try to understand this first. Before this, let's try to even see what is an Azure data engineering. So when we talk about the Azure data engineering, guys, Azure is what? Azure is the name provided by the Microsoft to market their cloud services. To market their cloud services, the Microsoft has used a name called, what is that? Azure. The Microsoft has used the name called, what is that? Azure. To market their cloud services, Azure is the name used by the Microsoft. Okay. So that is called as Azure. Whereas data means, what do you mean data? Data is nothing but the information, guys. Information. Okay. Data is nothing but what? Information. The engineering means what? Application of the techniques on the data. Application of techniques on the data using the Azure. That is nothing but the Azure data engineering, wherein the Azure data engineering is a bunch of cloud services. Bunch of, what is that? Cloud services, which is provided to perform the following task. To perform the following task. What are those tasks? Let us try to understand. Okay, what are the tasks? What is that? The first one we can say data, guys, migration. The first one is what? Data migration. Data migration. The next one is, what's it? Data, yes, integration. And the third one we have, what's it? Data summarization. And then you have the data visualization. So these are the, guys, these are some of the tasks which are okay, packed into the Azure data engineering. Okay, into the Azure data engineering. So whereas to achieve this task, guys, to achieve this task, the Azure data engineering is provided with the following services. What are those? The first service is called as ADB. That is called as what? Azure Databricks. Okay, so we can say the Azure Databricks is nothing but it is one of the services provided by the Microsoft. It is one of the service provided by the Microsoft. That means Databricks is used into the Azure. So hence it is called as what? Azure Databricks. Whereas the Databricks can also be used, guys, can also be used into the that is Amazon. So hence it is called as Amazon Databricks. Okay. Then we have GCP also, that is Google Databricks. We can use anything. Whereas again, apart from this Azure Databricks, you have one more service that is called as ADF, which we call it as a Azure Data Factory. Okay. Then we have, what is that? The next service here is called as the Synapse. That is called as Azure Synapse. And then we have the another service of the Azure data engineering that is called as Azure Machine Learning. And then you have the next service that is called as Azure Artificial Intelligence. And now apart from this, you also have one of the service which is introduced very recently that is called as Azure Fabric. Azure Fabric is just like a chat GPT where everything is, the used to say it, the code will be automatically generated by the system. So these are all the services of the Azure data engineering. So the Azure data engineering is a complete end-to-end solution provider. Okay, wherein you have, what is that? It provides the solution for data migration jobs. it provides the solution for the data integration jobs, and it provides the solution for the data summarization job, and it provides the solution for the data visualization jobs. Now, let us try to, first of all, see what is data migration, what is data integration, data summarization, data visualization, one after the other. But before that, let us try to understand the very basic part. What is a cloud, first of all? What is a cloud, guys? What is a cloud and what is on-premises? What is a cloud and what is a on-premises? Let us try to understand this first. So when you talk about the cloud, guys, everyone, so let us make this session an interactive session. So even I want every one of you to interact. Okay, guys. So here you
Sir,
have, yeah, please.
sir, one question is here in
Please,
my mind.
please.
What will services we will cover in this course?
We will cover only the Azure Databricks. I'm just,
Only database.
yeah, only the, this is Azure Databricks with PySpark. Okay, so just for the knowledge sake, I'm giving you this entire abbreviation. How exactly the Databricks comes, from where it comes, what is that, from the basic part I'm starting up. Okay, so this course covers only the Azure Databricks. Okay, when it comes to the first one, what is it? Cloud. What is a cloud basically, and what is on premises? So to understand this, what is a cloud and what is on premises, let us try to understand first of all an example. What is that example? Let us take an example of our mobile phones. So all of us are using the smartphones. Am I right? Every one of us has a smartphone. Now, guys, when you buy a smartphone, everyone, when you buy a smartphone, by default, you will get the smartphone with some default memory inbuilt in it. Am I right or not? Yes. Whenever you buy a smartphone, by default, you will get some inbuilt memory given along with the mobile phone. What is that memory? So you can say some 32 GB. It means what? You can store the data in your mobile phone up to 32 GB. Suppose now the next is, suppose you want to store some more data, that is called as what? Some more data, that is you want to more store the 64 GB of the data you want to store it. Apart from this 32 GB data, more 60 GB data you have to store it. So tell me now, what is the alternative you choose it? Let's take an example of general mobile phone, guys, because every one of us using it and we should be well aware of it. What is that you will do if you want to store more 60 GB of the memory?
External memory.
External memory, we use it. So what is it? External memories, we can go with the SD card, scan disk card. So you can buy a stand disk card of 64 GB and you can install it. You can install it in your mobile phone. Now, the total memory of your mobile phone is what? 32 plus 64 means what? 96. Am I right? 96 GB of the data total you can store it in your mobile phone. But the other query is that now I got, or you got it, some 500 GB data from your past, which you want to store it in your mobile phone. Now tell me, is there any solution for this to store the 500 GB of the data? Or if at all, you have to store some 900 GB of the data. Is there any solution for storing this data? Tell me now. Now, where can you store this data? Is it available? The space is not available in your mobile phone. What is the alternative? You choose it now.
External hard disk.
External hard disk. But now you choose the external hard disk and you store the 900 GB. That is fine now. One fine day, what happened? You lost your mobile phone. You lost your mobile phone. Now tell me, this 96 GB of the data will be lost permanently, or you can recover it back?
Lost permanently.
For lost permanently, you cannot recover it back. For this solution, what has come here is, what is that? What has come here is the Google Drive. Am I right? Everyone? Google Drive. If you store the data in a Google Drive, guys, whether you wanted to store whatever the amount of data, by default, anyways, we know that the Google Drive will provide you the memory of how much? 15 GB of the data. But beyond the 15 GB, can you store it? Beyond the 15 GB, yes, we can store, but we need to pay the cost for it. We need to pay the cost for it. We can store as much data as you want, but we have to pay the cost. Free is 15 GB only. Now, so rather than buying these SD cards, mobile phone, and storing that data, etc., you buy a mobile phone with 32 GB and now buy a Google Drive of 1 TB. Now you can store the whole data, whatever you want, into this Google Drive. And in case if you lost your mobile phone, the Google Drive data can be retrieved back at any point of time with a new device. Am I right or not, everyone? Yes, guys. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Whereas this Google Drive data is called as the cloud. Is called as what? Cloud. The Google Drive is the cloud. And your mobile phone data is what? It is called as mobile phone is what? On premises. It is called as what? On premises. Where? So there are some drawbacks in the on premises. To overcome that drawbacks, the cloud has been introduced. Okay. So whereas what is that? The first reason is the security reason. If you store the data in your mobile phone, the security of the data in your mobile phone, you have to take care of it. No one else is going to take care. Am I right? But if you store the data into the Google Drive, it is the responsibility of the Google to safeguard your data, provide security to your data. The second reason is that accessing of data. You did not carry your mobile phone. You did not carry your mobile phone. Can you access the data from your mobile? No. But if you store the data in the Google Drive, even if you don't carry your mobile phone, you can access the data into the Google Drive from anywhere of the world. Am I right? From anywhere of the world, you can just use the data from the Google Drive. That means I can say access flexibility, you can say. The third reason is what? Unlimited storage. Whatever the amount of storage you want, you can store the data into the Google Drive. So that's the reason why most of the business now is being switching off their data from the on-premises environment to the cloud environment, from the on-premises environment to the cloud environment. Now, guys, I will just share you my desktop and I will show you something. Okay. Can you see here, everyone? Just have a look on this. Now, can you see here? Here I have some file is there. Open this folder is there. Open this. Now this EMP folder is there, wherein I have some files: EMP East, EMP North, and EMP South. These are some 3 files are there. These 3 files are local to my system, or every one of you can access it.
Local to your system.
Local to me, you cannot access it unless until I store it in a Google Drive. You cannot access this. So hence, these files, you can say it is right now into the on-premises environment. These are into what's that? On-premises environment. So whereas switching off your data from the on-premises environment, switching off your data from the on-premises environment, switching off your data from the on-premises environment to the cloud environment, switching off your data from the on-premises environment to the cloud environment is called as the process of, what is it, guys? Is called as a process of what? Data migration. Is called as what? Data migration. Is called as a process of, what is that? Data migration. So this data migration, guys, this data migration can be done by using the Azure Databricks. Can be done by, what is that? Azure Databricks. This is the first job done by an Azure Databricks service. It is the first job done by the Azure Databricks. That is nothing but migration of your data from the on-premises environment to what? Cloud environment. Am I right? And in the same way, you can reverse the process also. From the cloud to on-premises also, you can do it. Getting my point? Using the service called what? Data migration service. The next one I will study on data integration service, guys. Data integration service and data summarization service. To understand this data integration and summarization, guys, I will take another example. Okay. So what is this data migration, data integration, etc.? Let's try to understand it with the example. So guys, you are going to a Reliance supermarket or Reliance Fresh. You are going to the Reliance Fresh. So in the Reliance Fresh, what is it you will get it? You will get the vegetables. Am I right? It is very famous for vegetables. Reliance Fresh supermarket. Now, today you have decided to cook some veg curry. Some veg curry you wanted to cook today. And for cooking this veg curry, you have been to the Reliance Fresh. Tell me now, how many type of vegetables will be available in the into this Reliance Fresh supermarket? Everyone? Yes, guys. Please tell me how many types of vegetables will be there? Many types. Am I right? Yes, everyone. We can have many types of vegetables available. So you can say some in below 100 or like that. But for the day, are you going to buy all the vegetables or only those vegetables which is required for you? Tell me now. Are you going to buy only those
Or
vegetables which is required for cooking your curry, or you will buy all the vegetables available in the Reliance Fresh? Everyone?
only those which is needed.
Yes, those which is needed. So whereas this is called as what is that? Extraction process. This is called as what? Extraction process. That means from the group of all the vegetables, you are selecting only those vegetables which is required for cooking a curry. Let us say that is vegetable number 1, vegetable number 4, and vegetable number 7. I bought only these 3 vegetables. So this is called as what? Extraction process. It is called as what? Extraction process. Now, whereas guys, the next one, what is it you have it? The next one is called as a transformation process. What do you mean by transformation? Let us try to understand this. Now you bought these vegetables home. As soon as you bought them home, will you start eating them? Yeah, guys?
No.
No, because they are raw. And as a human, we don't eat the raw vegetables. So what is it we do? Tell me now. First one is what? We wash the vegetables. Then we perform what is it? Cutting. And then even we require what's it? Chopping. Then after cutting, chopping, washing is done. Tell me now, what's the next thing you do? Start the cooking. Am I right or not? So cooking is the process. Cooking is the process. Cooking is the process where, guys, cooking is the process where you convert or where you convert the raw vegetables into the edible form. Am I right? You will convert the raw vegetables to the edible form. So hence, this is called as, guys, this is called as the process of what is that? Transformation. It is called as the process of what is that? Transformation. Where in the process of transformation, you change the structure as per the requirement. And what is the structure you have it? Vegetables, raw vegetables are the structure. And you're cutting them, washing them, chopping them, and cooking them. For what? For ultimately eating process. So now, guys, finally, after that extraction is done, transformation process is done, then you have loading process. Loading process means what? Here in the process of loading, ultimately, you'll put the data into the target. What is your target? Here you can say loading is nothing but eating. That's it. Okay, that's it, guys. So in this, can you see here? What is it you're doing? We are performing the process of extraction, transformation, and loading. Where, guys, where in short, we can say guys, in short, we can say ET, and we can use what's that? L. So what is it? ETL. So we can say that ETL is a technique or the process. ETL is a technique or the process which is used to perform the data extraction, transformation, and loading. Data extraction, transformation, and loading, which is called as what is that? Data integration and data summarization, which includes data integration and data what is that? Summarization. Getting my point? So finally, once the data is summarized, that means the data is ready here. Okay, so whereas this process of ETL, you can perform it here by using the Azure Databricks. By using what is that? Azure Databricks, ADB. Okay, so guys, we can perform the data migration process, we can perform the data integration process and data summarization process. And what is data visualization? Let us try to see that. For that, I will give you one more example here. Let's take an example of a, guys, again, I will take a raw example now. That is nothing but a technical example. I'll take it. Here, well, let us take it a example of a supermarket. You have the data arranged like this in the supermarket. That is product ID will be there. Every product will have a separate product ID and rate of the product and quantity sold. Quantity sold. That means what is the level of quantity and product manufacturing date. MRF, manufacturing date. And then you have what's that? Tell me now. Then what's that you have it? Product expiry date. Guys, these are all the details you have it. So now let us say the product ID is something like this. And the product rate is, let us say, 100 rupees. And the product quantity sold is 10. And the manufacturing date is, manufacturing date is, let us say, 1st January 2022. And expiry date is 1st January 2024. Likewise, you have 1 to 4 is the another product where the rate of the product is 200, everyone. And the quantity sold is 20. And the date of manufacture of this product is 1st of February 2022. And the date of expiry is 01 February 2024. Then again, you have 1 to 5, 300. And the 30 is the quantity sold. And now I can say what is that? Date of manufacture is 01 March 2022. And the date of expiry is 01 March 2024. That's it, guys. Okay. Whereas this is the data you have it. But I have one more thing, one more column I need to add it here. That is called as what? Date of sales. DOS. DOS stands for what? Date of sales. That means on which date this product got sold. That is called as DOS. So let us give the DOS as today's date. What is the date you have today, guys, everyone? Huh? 04. Everyone, 04
10, 10, 23.
23. Now, the same date I'll use it here. That means for all the products, this is the date of sales you have it. That means here you have it like this. Now, guys, this is the data ready for the 4th day of October 2023. Now, again, you have what is that? The data of the 3rd day of October is also there. 3rd day of October. And some changes are here. So I have 10 here. And then I have 10. So standard. This is the thing. Now, guys, how many days data you have it? Sales data is there? Tell me now. 2 days sales data is there. Now, there is a requirement of the supermarket management. That is, they wanted to introduce, guys, they wanted to introduce a discount offer. Discount offer. And for introducing this discount offer, they require to find out, or they wanted to know the evaluated report stating the difference in sales amount, stating the difference in the sales amount between the 2 dates. That is, if the date that is sales is more on the 3rd day or the sales is more on the 4th day. Based on that, they want to introduce, and that means they want to introduce an discount offer. So introducing a discount offer is what? It is a decision making. Am I right or not? Introducing a discount offer, it is a decision making. So before the decision is made by the management of the supermarket, they wanted to know the difference of the sales, whether the sales are increased from 3rd day to 4th day, or it is decreased from 3rd day to 4th day. So for that, first of all, we require to find out here, guys, everyone, we require to find out the net sales amount. What we require to find out? Net sales amount. So now tell me how to find it out, the net sales amount of this. So for that, let us start with the process here. So first of all, I will begin with the process called extraction of data. Extraction of data. Guys, extraction of data. So what do you mean by extraction of data? As per the net sales amount, what are all the columns needed here? It comes under the extraction of data. It comes under, what is that? Extraction of data. So how do you perform the extraction of data, guys? The extraction of data is done here in the following. What is that? Tell me now, to find out the net sales amount, do you require the product ID? Column is required or not? Yes, guys. To find out the net sales amount, do you require the product ID?
Yes.
Actually, net sales, not product wise. General net sales, I'm using it. Product wise means definitely product ID is required. Am I right? So as there is no product ID is here, so you don't require the product ID. But rate is required or not? Without rate, how can you evaluate the sales? Am I right? So I can say here, the product rate is required. And then you require product quantity sold is required. Of course, without the quantity sold, how can you take a decision? Product quantity sold is required. And next one, date of sales, it is mandatory. So now out of the 5 columns or 6 columns, how many columns I'm choosing it here, guys? Tell me now. 3 columns. This is called as based on the requirement. I'm extracting the data. I'm performing what's that? Process of extraction of data. Now, how does the transformation of data does here? Let us see. Transformation of data. Guys, that's it. Transformation of data means what? Here the data is actually transformed into the required form. So now tell me, the transformation is a process where all the mathematical operations, or we can say all the arithmetic operations, is performed on the data. Now, as you require to find out the net sales amount, tell me now, I'll use a small calculation here. When the rate of the product is 100 rupees and the quantity sold is 10 rupees, what is the amount you will get it? Tell me now. 100 into 10 means what? 1000. Am I right? And 200 into 20 means what? Guys, 220 means what? 4000. Am I right?
Yes.
And now 300 into 30 means what? 9000. Am I right? So that means totally you have this much is the amount. 9000. Am I right? 300 in 10. Yeah, 9000. That's it. In the same way, can you see here? The day one calculation here is the day one calculation, everyone. The day one calculation is what? Tell me now, what's the day one calculation? You have it? Guys, everyone. The day one calculation is what? The day one calculation is 5000 plus 9000 means what? Totally it is 14,000. Am I right? It is 14,000. And the day two calculation is what? Tell me now. Here you have 100 into 10 means what? Again 1000, everyone. And again you have 200 into 10 means what? Again 2000. And 300 into 10 means what? Again 3000. Now see here, the total, what is the total sum you have it? 5,000, 6,000. So I can say that the total sales took place here on the third day is 6,000. And the total sales which took place on the fourth day is 14,000. Now, guys, here you have a data. Now, finally, you have to put the data into the target here. That is called as what? Loading data into target. Target. That's a target system. So now how do you load it? Tell me now. We want the data in this form. So I'm just creating the structure here like this. I want the columns to be like this. Net sales amount, I want like this. What is the net sales amount? Tell me now. Day wise, it is 14,000. And next one is what's that? 6,000. Am I right? Whereas, and now when does this sales happen? DOS. I can say that this sales is happened on which date? Tell me now, guys. 04/10 2023. And this has happened on what? 03/10/2023. That's it now. Can you see it? Does it make sense now? Tell me, guys. Does it make any sense here? Of course, you can generate a report further. You can generate a visualized report. Visualized report representing the net sales of each day. Representing the net sales of each day. That is the 4th day as well as the 3rd day. Okay. Whereas this reports or graphs, you can say, or else you can say the graph. You can do it by using, what is that? Again, the ADB. So finally, you can say what's that? The visualization process is a process where the performance of, that is a number where the process of analysis is taken place, and even that you can perform it by using the Azure Databricks. So now we can say what's that? The Azure Databricks is used for data migration, data integration, data summarization, and as well as the data visualization. So this whole process can be handled by using the service of the Azure Data Engineering, that is called as Azure Databricks. And whereas the Azure Databricks uses the code in 4 different languages, that is called as a language called R, and then you have a Python, then you have, what is it, SQL, and even you can use Scala. These are all the languages we can use it here, guys. Everyone, we can use all these languages as the coding method. So here you require the level of coding for all these. That means Python, SQL, and Scala. Now, these are the general, the languages which are used. But now, as a part of our course, we are going to, guys, we are going to use here PySpark. What is that? PySpark. What do you mean PySpark? PySpark is nothing but which is the combination of Python plus Spark. It is called as what? PySpark. So we are going to use the PySpark to code the whole process of data migration, data integration, data summarization, and the data visualization. Whereas as a Azure Databricks engineer, your job ends here. This job is done mostly by the, this job of data visualization is done mostly by the, what is that? Data, scientist and the data analyst, not by us, but still we can generate it. That's not a problem. Okay. So now, guys, this is how we are going to perform it. Now, the next question is, why I use the Databricks? What is the need and necessity of using the Databricks when I have many other, many other cloud services provided? Why only the Databricks? The Databricks provides the multiple users to work into a single session. That is called as a workspace, and it runs on the cluster technology. For example, we all are connected right now. How? Tell me now, guys, everyone, how we all are connected to each other? We are connected to each other right now by using the Zoom. By using the Zoom. Internet, of course, internet is there, DURGASOFT is there. Again, ultimately in this classroom, we are able to, we are facilitated in this classroom to take up the session with the help of the Zoom meeting. So Zoom is allowing multiple users from multiple locations to join at the same time and take up this session. So we can say Zoom is a type of a workspace which provides the interface to multiple users. Whereas here also, one data engineer, one data scientist, one data architect, and as well as the, the data engineering, all of them can work into the single session. That is the technology of the cluster you have it. Okay, that is the technology of the cluster you have it, where it is provided by the Azure Databricks, So guys, for learning this, prerequisite is obviously you require to know the basics of Python, the basics of SQL, and basics of Scala. Okay, but whereas as a part of this course, we are going to see all this inbuilt. That means you are going to see all this as an inbuilt. That means we will discuss all the things, then we will move further with the process here. Okay, then we will move further for the process. So that means we need not go and learn the things separately. So first of all, we will have an introduction about the ADB, and then we'll get into this ADB, and then we'll start up with the PySpark and giving the explanation how the codes are written, what is the which code does the job, from the basic level to the advanced level. We are going to cover everything. That's it. Okay. And now, if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask me the questions. So,
Are, are you going to cover the ML things?
no, ML is not a part of our this curriculum. Machine
So
learning is not.
PySpark only for analyzing the data.
Basically, I will write up a report, but then all this, no, that is not basically our job to do it. Even in the real time, the Azure data engineer is not, or the Databricks engineer is not responsible to make out this one. Okay. So this is the thing we have it. And now the course content, everything you can just see it on the DurgaSoft online webpage. And the duration would be 60 hours. And you will have the class from Monday to Friday. You will have the class. Saturday and Sundays you will not have the class. Okay.
Yes,
And the
yes,
timing, yeah, and the timing is 9 o'clock every day, 9 p.m. Okay, 9 p.m. Okay, 9 p.m. That's it. And now the difference, what is the difference you have between the ADF and ADB? ADF and ADB both are almost all same task it does. But ADF is completely graphical user, where you don't need to write any code. Everything will be visualized there. Here you have to write the code. Okay. So that's it, guys. So tell me now, any other questions you have, you can ask me. Please go ahead and ask.
yeah. Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, any pre-requirement for learning this Azure Databricks? Any language or any skill?
Python skills is required, SQL is required, but I will cover that.
Okay, okay, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, any other questions you have?
So, sir, I'm just preparing for DevOps, and right now I'm not getting any calls for DevOps, so I can do this course or not.
See, basically, right now, the market has slowed down. Obviously,
Yeah.
the market has slowed down. That we have to admit it, whatever it may be. Okay. And now DevOps and all those things, it's there since very long. Okay. One of the, the booming technology that is okay, but every, the technology will have a lifespan. So the things are saturated there more. Here, still the requirement is there. Okay. For the combination, we have it for, this ADB. Okay. So that is, because it is one of the people think, that it is one of the complicated technology. Complicated in the sense, where you have to write the code. When you write the code, obviously things will be, looks like a complex, but it's not like that. If you learn it in a proper way with a proper hand, so obviously it will be, I can't say it easy, but you will enjoy the subject. That much I can tell you.
And in the prerequisite, we all means I'm unknown about SQL and Python. So
I'll
can I
take the
do
basics,
this?
man. I'll take the basics first. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, sir. And class will be starting from Monday.
Tomorrow.
Correct?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. The class will start from tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow you will have the class. Friday you will have the class. Saturday you will not have the class. Tomorrow and the Friday will have the class. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
So that's it, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hi, sir.
Yeah. Please, please.
Sir, suppose my class is missed due to my work. So can I get the recording for that?
Definitely, you can get the recording. Everyday recordings will be uploaded on the Google Drive, and that
Okay.
recordings will be given to you for 6 months from the date of completion of the course.
Okay, the validity for the 6 month for
After
this.
course completion, 6 months.
Okay, okay, sir.
That's it.
And Soft copies of this
Soft copy
course.
material will be given to you.
Okay, okay, sir. So theory will be included in that,
Yes, yes,
and whatever we will do in labs, that all
yes,
things will be described
yes,
in the period.
yes.
Okay, thank
The material is different, and the level of subject we are looking at is different. You don't compare this classroom subject with the material what is provided. Material is generalized thing. Okay,
okay,
but classroom subject will be unique.
okay.
So that's it. Any other questions, or if you have any other doubts, you can also get in touch with me. I'll just give you my direct number here. So everyone, so my number is 8096374412. This is my number. So if someone wants to get in touch, you can just go ahead. Yeah, please tell me if any questions you have. Okay, guys. So thank you, everyone. So we'll start up the session from tomorrow at 9 p.m. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
For
yeah, thank you, everyone.
bye bye.